What we are doing here is different from traditional conservation or even mainstream regenerative agricultural practices. Really, Timshel's Wildland project is the eradication of practice itself. The vision behind our Wildland project is not to farm in nature's image. It's not to recreate natural abundance through highlighting an individual species' unique genius. Our mission is not to recreate or to coexist, but to co-create a more beautiful world by stepping back and losing some control in order to capture the rich abundance that only wild and free emergence can bring. We believe this collaborative system can foster greater ecosystem restoration, increased carbon sequestration and water cycle health, biodiversity, wild species regeneration, and richly healthful meats. We strive for healthy cattle inasmuch as we endeavor to restore wildlife habitat. For the symbiotic partnership of these two instruments, these two smaller wholes, form the melodious symphony of a truly wild abundance. Using rewilded, grazing and foraging animals within this wild and deeply holistic management system as the drivers of ecosystem succession and habitat creation, we are attempting to restore the dynamics of wildlife and wild process in our land. A goal that places human life just a bit closer to being truly native to our place.
It's a gorgeous tree. Beyond gorgeous. These are from the UK. I don't know, maybe now there's probably 10 of them, maybe 20. But when we bought him 2 years ago, he was the only, or one of the only, purebred UK stock of GOS in the States. So, I mean, he's registered in the UK, which is unique for this breed, although it is a UK breed. This here is an old county road. It was the only road in this area in 1903, the only map we have at the time. We've since made it, a nicer road, but see that foundation right there? A stone foundation in the woods. That's the old schoolhouse. Carbon sequestration follows healthy water cycles. And so by focusing on the water cycle, you're able to rehydrate the landscape, diversify the landscape's forage, make it more resilient, but also sequester carbon. But if you focus on sequestering carbon, you might miss the point. The point is, or really the sad departure of that reality today, is that the media is focused on carbon sequestration, and so is consumers, which is fine. It's a fine place to start. But what we really need to focus on is the water holding capacity of the soil. When that's taken care of, you sequester carbon, and you have more resilient ecosystems. If you buy 50 cows in the beginning and you only have 2 customers, I'm sorry, you better get investment from some family or something, because you're going to run out of money very quickly. So you have to build your farm and the supply of that farm as you're building the demand for it. And so what we did in the very beginning was we just bought a bunch of chickens, we ran the chickens, and we built a customer base based off of certified organic, non-GMO, and soy-free chickens. As that customer base grew, they started to demand other products. Beef, lamb, pork, duck, turkey, whatever it is. And so our farm grew with the demand of our customers. That's a very financially holistic farm business solution to a lot of the ailments that exist in startups, farm startups. So these glamping sites are 12 by 12 platforms built on the side of a hill. You kind of walk on, you step up about a foot, and it drops off about 5 to 6 feet, depending on which glamping site you're at. But it's a 12 by 12 platform that people put tents on. They sleep underneath, you know, a roof that lifted off the ground for snakes and everything else. But all of our students sleep out here in courses and other things. We built these to geometric perfection based upon the wood that we bought. And so we built 3 of these, and all told, the wood pile of scraps could fit in a single wheelbarrow. Like, it didn't even overflow the wheelbarrow. Like, we bought 12-foot boards, and these things are 12 feet. We bought 14-foot rafters, and they're 14 feet. Like, everything was ordered to the exact inch. And so that we can build them quickly, but also we're not wasting lumber, which was very important for us. Very few cuts. Like, we probably could have built all of these with a handsaw and still built them just as fast. You'll notice too, I want to show this because it's crazy, but these posts, this is not a perfectly square building. You can see in the floorboards how it's not perfectly square. I highlight that only to say 2 things. When we were building these, the first and foremost foundation of them was to build buildings in the forest that didn't hurt the forest. And so there's actual tree roots here that we didn't want to impact or break. There's tree roots everywhere and rocks under the soil surface that we just wanted to build a platform that didn't have to be square but had to fit, you know, within the forest ecosystem. And so they're not square. They're not square at all. And there's different parts where you can see that. But by doing that, like you see this tree, this maple tree actually has a root that comes right here. And so instead of putting this where it would have been square, we moved it over a little bit so we didn't hurt the maple tree. But like these things have metal roofs that slope to the back for a reason. We're going to build little stands right here to capture the rainwater